I want to tell you something that might sound impossible. What if the pain you've been carrying, the illness you've been fighting, the exhaustion that's become your shadow, what if it's all waiting for just one thing? Not another treatment, not another specialist, not another supplement bottle on your nightstand. Just one shift in the way you think, one gentle thought that changes everything. I know what you're thinking. You've heard this before, haven't you? The positive thinking crowd, the affirmation people, the ones who make it sound so easy. You've tried it. You said the words. You whispered them in your mirror, maybe even believed them for a moment, and then nothing changed. The pain stayed, the fear stayed, and you felt even more broken because if thinking couldn't help you, what could? But here's what nobody told you. It's not about forcing yourself to think happy thoughts while your body screams otherwise. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about understanding something so simple, so profound, that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Your body has been listening to you all along. Every word, every whisper, every silent belief, and it's been trying to help you, not hurt you. Think about this for a second. How many times have you told yourself something's wrong with you? How many times have you looked in the mirror and thought, I'm broken, I'm damaged, I'm too far gone? Every single time you thought that, your body heard it. And because your body loves you more than you'll ever know, it responded. It tried to protect you. Muscles tightened, breath shortened, energy pulled back. Your body was just doing what you told it to do. What happens when you change the instruction? I spent years of my life believing I was fundamentally flawed. That pain was just something I had to accept, that my body had betrayed me. And the harder I fought against it, the louder it became, until one day I stopped fighting. I stopped treating my pain like an enemy and started listening to it like a friend trying to tell me something important. That's when everything changed. Pain is not punishment, it's communication. Every ache, every tension, every uneasy stirring in your body is a message written in the language only you can translate. It's your body saying, "Beloved, something in me needs gentleness. Something in me needs your attention. Not your fear, not your anger, just your love." The body is the most loyal servant you will ever have. It doesn't judge the thoughts you give it. It simply obeys. When you whisper, "I'm not safe," your body tightens to protect you. When you affirm, "I am loved," it relaxes and opens. A single loving thought can soften muscles that have been braced for decades. The body responds immediately to love because it remembers love. It was born from love. Now I want you to try something with me. Just for a moment, place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That heart has been working for you since before you took your first breath. It's never asked for applause. It's never demanded recognition. It just keeps going, loving you, keeping you alive, even when you forget to thank it, even when you criticize the body it lives in. What if you spoke to your heart the way it speaks to you, with patience, with devotion, with unconditional love? Here's what most people don't understand about healing. We've been taught it's supposed to be hard, that it takes years of therapy, mountains of medicine, endless effort. We've been taught we need to earn relief, that we have to suffer first before we deserve to feel better. But what if that's the very thought that's keeping you sick? Healing doesn't require force. It requires belief, not perfect belief, not unwavering belief, just the smallest willingness to consider that maybe, just maybe, you're not as broken as you think, that maybe your body isn't your enemy, that maybe healing is already happening right now in this very moment. Every breath you take is an act of healing. Every heartbeat is your body choosing life. Every cell in your body is working right now to restore balance, to repair damage, to bring you back to wholeness. Your body wants to heal. It's designed to heal. The question is, are your thoughts helping or hindering? You've spent years, maybe decades, thinking your way into pain. Now it's time to think your way into peace. The difference is direction. Instead of running from what hurts, you turn toward it with compassion. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you ask, "What are you trying to show me?" I remember the first time I truly understood this. I was sitting alone, exhausted from fighting myself, and I placed my hand on the part of my body that hurt the most. And instead of cursing it, instead of hating it, I whispered, "I'm here. You can relax now. I'm listening." That one thought, that one moment of tenderness, changed my chemistry. The pain didn't disappear instantly, but something shifted. The war ended, and in that peace, healing began. This is what I want you to know. You are not a problem to be solved. You're not a machine that's broken down. You're a living, breathing miracle, temporarily forgetting how powerful you are. Every thought you think is creating your future, not someday, not eventually, right now. This very second, your thoughts are writing the next chapter of your health. Each new thought is a seed. Will you plant fear or will you plant faith? Most people go through life on autopilot, thinking the same thoughts they thought yesterday, last week, last year. The same worries, the same criticisms, the same stories about what's wrong and why it'll never change. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But you're different. You're here, you're listening, and that means you're ready for something new. The body doesn't need you to conquer it. It needs you to stop attacking it with thought. And when you do, when you finally lay down your weapons and offer yourself gentleness instead, healing comes faster than you ever imagined. Pain that's lingered for years begins to soften. Emotions that once ruled you start to dissolve. Energy returns. Peace returns. Balance returns. Let me ask you something. What's the next thought passing through your mind right now? Is it kind? Does it comfort you? Would you say it to a child you love? If not, it doesn't belong in your body. Replace it gently, lovingly. Say, "I am healing in this very moment." Let your words become medicine, because here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. Every organ is listening. Every cell is waiting for direction. Every emotion is a messenger, not a mistake. The moment you start thinking in harmony with love, the body follows, the mind clears, and life begins to mirror your new belief. I am whole. I am safe. If you think this sounds too easy, remember, it's supposed to be. Healing was never meant to be earned through suffering. It was meant to be allowed through love. The effort was never the cure. The loving thought was. The forgiving thought. The thought that says, "I choose peace now." There's a question that changes everything. It's the question that turns victims into healers, patients into whole beings. The question is not, "How do I fix myself?" but "What if I never needed fixing?" That single thought becomes a doorway. Because the truth is, your body has been trying to protect you all along. Think about the last time you were really scared, your heart raced, your palms sweated, your stomach tightened. Was your body punishing you? No, it was preparing you. It was doing everything it could to keep you safe. Every single response was an act of love. The problem is, most of us have been living in that state of fear so long, we've forgotten how to tell our bodies, "You can rest now." We're safe. Your body mirrors every idea you hold about yourself. It was never your enemy. It was your most faithful listener. For years, I treated pain as a stranger, something to fear, to silence, to fight. I thought it invaded me from outside, some cosmic punishment or random accident. But the more I resisted, the louder it became. Only when I stopped running and listened did I understand. It wasn't punishment at all. It was communication. Pain is only a thought that has taken form, a message written in the language of the body. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine standing in front of your mirror tomorrow morning, and instead of cataloging everything that's wrong, you place your hand over your heart and say, "My body loves me enough to speak." Imagine touching the part of you that hurts and whispering, "I'm here." You can relax now. That one thought changes your chemistry. That one thought begins to rebuild trust between mind and body. We spend so much time trying to think our way out of pain, but maybe it's time to think our way into peace instead. Here's what happens when you plant a different thought. When you stop saying something's wrong with me and start saying, "I am safe now, I am loved, I am healing," the body listens. It has no choice but to listen. Cells reorganize, muscles soften, the heartbeat steadies. Life responds to your permission, not your perfection, your permission. You don't need to get every thought right. You only need to stop rehearsing the ones that hurt. Stop repeating the old sentences that say I'm too late, too damaged, too far gone. None of it is true. Right now, as you're reading this, your body is already responding to new instructions. Each calm breath tells your nervous system, "I am safe." Each moment of awareness rewires an old pattern. And here's something that might surprise you. Healing is not about perfection. It's about permission. You don't have to believe perfectly. You don't have to feel perfectly. You just have to be willing. Even the smallest willingness cracks open the door for light to enter. Maybe you've tried affirmations before and felt like a fraud. You said the words, but part of you didn't believe them. That's okay. That's more than okay. Healing begins the moment you intend to believe. The intention is enough. The willingness is enough. You are enough. Take a deep breath right now. Notice how your body responds when you're gentle with yourself. Notice the softening. That's not coincidence. That's communication. Your body is saying thank you. Thank you for being kind. Thank you for listening. Thank you for finally treating me like a friend instead of a problem. Every loving word you speak sends a signal through every organ saying you can rest now. You are safe. You are loved. And in that safety, in that love, the body does what it was always meant to do. It heals. But there's something we need to talk about. Something that keeps more people sick than any virus or disease. Something that lives in the shadows of our hearts and poisons everything it touches. Resentment. Resentment is poison disguised as protection. We think it guards us from being hurt again. We think if we hold on to the anger, if we remember every detail of every wound, we'll never be vulnerable again. But all it does is ensure that the hurt never leaves. The body remembers resentment. It lodges in the muscles, the joints, the organs. Each unhealed grievance is a weight the body must carry until love lifts it. I've seen people heal physically the moment they forgave. One woman's chronic pain dissolved after she released her anger toward her mother. Another man's migraines ceased when he forgave himself for a past mistake. The body breathes again when the heart finally says, "Enough. I choose peace instead." Forgiveness is not weakness, it's strength. It's choosing light over history. It's deciding that you're more interested in your future than you are in your past. And here's the beautiful truth. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to invite everyone back into your life. It doesn't mean you condone what happened. It means you no longer allow their memory to live rent-free in your body. You can love someone from afar. You can bless them without calling them. Forgiveness is internal housekeeping, clearing old dust so new light can enter. Let me tell you about the first time I truly forgave. My heart had been tight for years, filled with words unsaid and anger that felt righteous. I sat quietly and whispered, I release you. I will no longer carry what you did. It felt strange at first, like letting go of a familiar weight. Then came tears, then calm, and finally a stillness that felt like truth. The moment we forgive, energy that was locked in anger begins to move again. Forgiveness is not an act of will, it's a surrender to love. The heart says, I'm tired of fighting, and in that weariness, peace enters. It's the most sacred fatigue, the exhaustion that precedes rest. Think of the heart as a doorway. Resentment closes it, forgiveness opens it. When it opens, life rushes in. Fresh air, new possibilities, clearer relationships. You'll notice that people respond differently to you when your heart is free. They feel your calm, and your calm invites their own. But here's the forgiveness nobody talks about, the most vital one, the one that changes everything, self-forgiveness. The mind can justify anger toward others, but guilt toward yourself? That's often hidden and far more corrosive. The body carries this guilt like a shadow, long after the mind forgets the event. The heart whispers, I should have known better. And the body responds with fatigue, with illness, with pain. I remember forgiving myself for the years I lived in fear. I placed my hand over my chest and said, I release you, dear one. You were only doing your best. That moment changed everything. The tension in my shoulders eased, my breath deepened. Self-forgiveness restored the trust I had lost within. Many illnesses are rooted in guilt. The body becomes a canvas for self-punishment when the mind refuses mercy. Yet no good ever comes from suffering for the past. The divine never demands repayment. It only asks that we return to love. Self-forgiveness is how we say yes to that invitation. Some people tell me, I can forgive others but not myself. And I tell them, then forgiveness is not yet complete. Until the heart turns inward with compassion, the lesson remains unfinished. We are not exempt from the love we give. We are its first recipients. The cup must be filled before it can overflow. When you forgive yourself, you teach your nervous system a new language, one of safety, not defense. The body, long on alert, begins to settle. It relaxes because it no longer expects punishment. This is why forgiveness is not just emotional, it's biological. Every system responds to peace. If you find resistance to forgiving, meet it kindly. The part of you that cannot forgive is still hurting. Speak to it as you would to a child. I know it's hard. I know you're scared. But we don't have to hold this forever. Compassion toward your resistance is itself an act of forgiveness. Forgiveness and understanding are sisters. The more we understand, the easier it becomes to release. Every person acts according to their consciousness in that moment. When you truly grasp that, anger fades. You realize that what they did was not about your worth, but about their confusion. If you cannot yet forgive, begin with the willingness to forgive. Say, I am willing to release this pain. Willingness opens the door. Love will walk through in its own time. You don't have to push. You only have to allow. Every time you forgive, you clear the path between you and your true self. You become lighter, more radiant. The body mirrors that lightness. Digestion improves, muscles soften, sleep deepens. You awaken refreshed, not because circumstances changed, but because the heart no longer carries weight. Let me leave you with this. Place your hand over your heart right now. Feel the warmth. Feel the rhythm. Say these words slowly, with feeling. As I forgive myself and others, I release the past. My body, my mind, and my heart are now free to heal. Say it again. Let the words sink deeper. Feel your body softening as it listens. This is not magic. This is remembering. You are not learning something new. You're remembering what you've always known, that love heals, that peace restores, that you were never broken, just temporarily convinced that you were. Your healing begins now, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you finally get it all right. Now, in this very moment, with this very thought, you are safe, you are loved, and you are healing. Every thought you think is creating your future. Every word you speak is medicine or poison. Choose wisely, choose gently, choose love, because when you think with love, your body obeys with healing. When you forgive yourself, your life begins again. And when you choose one gentle thought, you finally heal.